So we're here finally resetting the patriarch of this Rucker cemetery. This is Anthony Rucker. And recently learned that Mr. Rucker here, he was born in 1793. He died in 1858. And his wife, Margaret, right here, she has been already reset. As you can see, she was pretty heavily sunken. She died in 1870, but they filed an interesting pension related to the War of 1812. So he was a War of 1812 soldier. I believe he served in Oteys Company in the 10th Regiment, Virginia, I believe. And Mr. Rucker, he received some bounty land for his service. And interestingly, they never redeemed those warrants, and there's a long back and forth that goes all the way into the 1930s in regards to from his son, and I guess his son's wife ultimately, MP Rucker, Moses Rucker, and it appears that they claim that they lost the physical warrants related to that bounty during or shortly after the Civil War. And just an interesting exchange between, I don't know, whatever department was in charge of this back in the mid to late 1800s and early 1900s. Really reminiscent of government today with, a back and forth that's basically sending forms, returning blank forms, requesting a number from the paper, except the papers were obviously lost 40 years earlier. It was just interesting. And honestly, from a quick read, it's actually not even clear that they actually ever were able to get the bounty land. But he was a War of 1812 veteran. I'd love to put a little plaque or something, a little marker just to indicate it. I mean, we obviously didn't know when we came here. He's not the only veteran in this cemetery that's not indicated as such. So that'd be pretty nice to put one of those bronze 1812 medallions alongside. As you can see, there's the repair. Still hoping to do some infill. It's a pretty low triangle right there that needs some attention. You can see on the backside. The repair on the backside there. It's pretty non-obtrusive, but we just used some epoxy to bring that together. When we initially came, this marker the top portion was buried, or kind of just slightly subterranean. All that was visible was that piece, that triangle right there, that was set still in the ground. It basically had snapped off, and that had remained standing. The rest had fallen flat. It's a pretty nice marker. Came really nice and clean. Some D2, unfortunately a little chip in the corner, but it is a Gaddis, an early Gaddis marker, which is kind of in line with some of the other. You can see his daughter right here, beautiful. That one is really Larry. You did a great job cleaning that one. Yep, Susan. Yep, her marker has really come out nice. And finally, after a long wait, the son, John H. Rucker, his marker is also coming out pretty good. You can see they died in 1855 and 1848. And the one on the left, John H., is a Gaddis marker. The one on the right, I don't believe, is marked as Gaddis, although the imagery is essentially identical on the top. It's slightly different. And it is actually different here. We do all have the weeping willow imagery at the center and the grave to the left, but those have some floral imagery to the right, and they're not identical between the two. I don't know if there's any significance or if it's just a different maker. As I said, that one there, 1848, I believe, is before the Gaddis brothers were set up in Lynchburg. The Gaddis family, as I understand it, was making marble markers much earlier out of Baltimore. So it's possible it came from them also, or it was just a very early one that they did not inscribe their their mark to indicate their production. I mean, this is pretty, sorry for the zooming out and in, this is pretty typical here that we see these Gaddis Lynchburg. Sometimes this is Gaddis Brothers. I believe even some might say the name of the last brother. His name is slipping me right now, slipping my mind. But anyways, so my daughter gets in the back of that shot there. We're just getting this set, and hopefully get some marble. Some sand up in this gravels here. Get everything to percolate down and set this thing nice and solid. Got to pull the string here to keep it lined up. We got one more marker that is going to need a complete reset. This one was underground. This is Anthony's daughter, Eliza M. Rucker Reese, wife of Dr. Silas Reese, who is we've already reset a couple weeks back right here. So this will be the last stop. We'll be getting that one cleaned and reset. We've had to backfill these holes quite a bit, so I've really been kind of holding off on doing a whole lot here, and or kind of assuming that we're going to have to tinker a little bit because this is going to settle. There's just no way you can get dirt to be packed when you're building up from virgin soil as much as a 1.5 foot here was how much it was sunk. And unfortunately I don't have heavy equipment here or anything to it'd be nice if we had a little excavator or something, bucket, that we could just reach over here and just apply some pressure down to get that dirt set solid. But it's starting to look like a plot. You can see, my daughters are blocking it a little bit, but we got 1, 2, 3. There's a tomb rock in between, then 4 and 5. Yeah, we'll have footstones to set. Gotta go and straighten out that row there. There's a couple tomb rocks in line with it. There's one marker that needs resetting, but this one here is our last heavy duty reset, and we'll be done. So it's pretty exciting. Obviously this thing needs a weed whack pretty badly. I didn't get a chance to bring the weed whacker today, but some of the thorny plants are dying off, at least for the season. But this one is, making a pretty strong drive to come back. I don't know what this is. I'm going to keep knocking it down. The answer may need to be ultimately some spray on it, but the good thing is that it doesn't even take 15 minutes to weed whack this. So come back, blow through it, and keep rolling. Do you have anything to add, Laura? Nothing to add. She's been helping pretty well. So we're gonna get this thing set, tamped around it, pull that soil back, try to level it, and go from there. Stay tuned.